Geographical location of Japan. Japan is an archipelago off Asia's east coast that consists of a massive chain of islands that extends for around 1,500 miles along the western North Pacific Ocean in a northeasterly to southwesterly arc. The four main islands of the nation, Hokkaido, Honshu, Shikoku, and Kyushu, take up nearly all of the country's land area. Hokkaido, Kyushu, and Shikoku are the next largest in size after Honshu. The Ryukyu Islands include the island of Okinawa. They are located on the south and west of Kyushu, while the Izu, Bonin or Ogasawara, and Volcano Islands are located to the south and east of the central Honshu. There are also a large number of smaller islands. Tokyo, the capital city, is one of the most populated cities in the world. It is located in the eastern central Honshu. Mountains, active volcanoes, and luxuriant vegetation make up the untamed landscape of Japan. It supports a variety of crops thanks to the plentiful precipitation and moderate temperatures. Most of the nation's ethnically homogeneous citizens live in low-lying Honshu regions. As shown by the regular occurrence of strong earthquakes, volcanic activity, and indicators of change in sea levels along the coast, the country's mountainous character is the result of orogenic or mountain-building factors, mostly throughout the Quaternary period, which was about 2.6 million years ago. Its geographic location makes the nation prone to some natural disasters like typhoons. How much do you know about Japan's natural disasters? What do you think of the most recent one? Let us know in the comments section below. See how Japan is coping with another kind of disaster. BOJ buying up bonds. As a result of the high uncertainties facing the third largest economy in the world, Japan's central bank decided to maintain its benchmark interest rate at minus 0.1% while adjusting its asset purchases. The Bank of Japan stated that it needed to adopt a more robust strategy to maintain financial market stability as it strives to manage inflation close to 2%, which it believes is necessary for sustained economic growth. The action, according to the bank's governor Kazu Ude, was not a step toward abandoning its ultra-lax monetary policy. The BOJ said that it would make a daily business day offer to acquire 10-year Japanese government notes at 1%. Additionally, it stated that the bank's yield curve control program will handle the 0.5% upper and lower yield restrictions on a more flexible basis. The Bank of Japan's ultra-loose monetary policy continues to strive to keep long-term interest rates close to zero. It has maintained rates low for many years. It has also used large-scale asset purchases over the past 10 years to maintain low credit rates in an effort to encourage investment and consumption while supporting economic growth. The BOJ has been under pressure to change its attitude as the Federal Reserve and other significant central banks have increased interest rates to reduce lending and control inflation. Japan's inflation rate surpassed 3% in June, too high for their standards. The BOJ has refrained from raising its long-standing benchmark rate of minus 0.1% out of a worry that Japan's national growth, the third largest economy in the world, may decline given the possibility of a recession in the US and other major economies. Natural disasters. Typhoon Doksuri began in the Northwest Pacific on July 21, 2023, around 9 p.m, with an initial wind speed of 54 kilometers per hour. At first, the storm system was moving 2 kilometers per hour toward the northwest and had a 500-kilometer circumference. It reached its greatest wind speed to date of 237 kilometers per hour on July 25, 2023 at 3 in the morning. This is equivalent to a typhoon of Category 4. Doksuri made landfall on July 28, 2023 around 3 p.m. in China, close to the city of Putian. The typhoon had a diameter of 213 kilometers and a wind speed of 137 kilometers per hour at that time. Authorities are no longer keeping an eye on Doksuri because it has since receded. It was last located 68 kilometers northeast of China. But Mawar was the most powerful typhoon to hit Japan in the previous 12 months. On May 29, 2023, at 6 p.m. local time, it was 187 kilometers in diameter and had a wind speed of up to 189 kilometers per hour near Ishigaki. This matched a Category 3 typhoon according to the generally accepted Saffir-Simpson categorization. On the open sea, Category 5 measurements show it hit speeds of up to 294 kilometers per hour. But that's all for bad news. Japan's economic overview. Japan's economy is the third largest in the world in terms of GDP. That's because after World War II, the market economy of Japan saw several decades of exceptionally rapid growth. After the 1940s, Japan had remarkable industry production growth, the creation of a sizable domestic market, and an aggressive export trade policy, all of which contributed to the country's economic success. Japan is one among the world's top producers of automobiles, steel, and high-tech manufactured goods, most notably consumer electronics. The country has also created a highly diverse industrial and service sector. In terms of its overall share of the gross domestic product and of employment, the service sector has grown to dominate the economy. The focus on commerce results in Japan's lack of natural resources, particularly fossil fuels, and most materials needed to maintain its industrial economy. The country's limited arable land also causes Japan to import the majority of its food requirements. However, in contrast to many other nations, Japan's robust domestic market has generally lessened the country's dependency on trade in terms of the percentage of GDP that trade contributes. Japan's economic growth since World War II is remarkable for the manufacturing sector's quick development, which has seen improvements in quantity growth, quality, diversity, and efficiency. From light to heavy industries and higher levels of processing, the priority has changed. As a result, the proportional importance of several of the older industries, such as the production of textiles and food products, lumber and wood processing, and food manufacturing, has significantly decreased. Natural resources. During the majority of Japan's industrial history, coal mining was the most significant mineral extraction. The use of oil in everyday life since World War II, unprofitable production, and competition from cheaper foreign coal all hurt the coal business. Hokkaido is where most of the remaining output is located. Niigata Prefecture is largely responsible for the nation's production of oil and natural gas. Chiba and Fukushima prefectures both produce natural gas. Power. Midway through the 1990s, Japan's energy usage leveled off, with power consumption approaching that of developed nations. The primary source is oil, and Japanese businesses import the majority of it. The share of coal in total consumption is lower. The best energy sources are natural gas and liquefied natural gas. Thermal power plants are Japan's main source of electricity, with coal-fired plants growing in number to lessen reliance on imported oil. The usage of liquefied natural gas is crucial for lowering greenhouse gas emissions. Several dozen nuclear power stations are currently operational nationally, thanks to Japan's promotion of nuclear energy since the 1970s as a clean, indigenous energy source. Japan's mountainous terrain distributes its hydroelectric potential unevenly, with many power plants operating only a few months due to seasonal variations and storage challenges. Hydroelectric development is concentrated in central Honshu, Tohoku, and Kyushu, ensuring well-located capabilities near industrial areas. Large plants have already been established, and smaller-scale operations have added capacity. Pumped storage plants pump water to reservoirs above hydroelectric facilities for peak demand power generation. The archipelago is a massive manufacturer of basic goods such as crude steel, synthetic rubber, aluminium, sulfuric acid, plastics, cement, pulp and paper, a range of chemicals and petrochemicals, and textiles. It is also one of the world's top shipbuilders and automakers. It has some of the biggest and most sophisticated industrial plants in the entire world. The manufacturing of motor vehicles, iron and steel, machinery including robots, and precision equipment, particularly cameras, saw the most impressive rise in the latter half of the 20th century. The nation later gained recognition for its cutting-edge electronic goods, including consumer goods, telecommunications technology, computers, and microelectronics. We must include that the rise of capital expenditures in the 1960s and 1970s also had a substantial impact on Japan's post-World War II industrial performance. Due to the surge in equipment investment, the domestic market is expanding rapidly, and production capacity and productivity have both increased. Automobile and high-tech electrical device makers also established facilities abroad to ease trade conflicts and save costs. Close-knit business communities, known as the Keiretsu system, have been crucial to the successful structural changes Japanese industry has made to adapt to shifting economic conditions. Keiretsu groups handle the risks of production, distribution, and sales through significant cross-holding of firm stocks, while collaborating on long-term strategies targeted at gaining global market share without concern for short-term profit. However, Japan's economy entered a protracted period of stagnation in the 1990s, with a growth rate far lower than that of other industrialized nations. But today, the world's largest creditor nation is still Japan. Japan typically enjoys a sizable net international investment surplus and a yearly trade surplus. As of 2020, Japan's financial assets were the third largest in the world, accounting for $12 trillion, or 8.6% of the total global GDP. In 2022, 47 of the Fortune Global 500 businesses already have their headquarters in Japan, so the country is the third largest in the world by total wealth. So it comes as no surprise that the tiny group of islands, home to 124 million people, has a GDP of over $4 trillion as it spreads its influence abroad through innovation, art, and unmatched craft. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos. Stay tuned.